Plotting like
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another fun-filled episode of the Blerd Assassin podcast. Host Rob, homie Stilios, and special guest Kamal Bishop in the house.
Stelio Jr.
Obviously, no more tests needed. Today, now we know we've been gone for a while. Took about a 3-week damn near hiatus, which we don't enjoy doing, but you know, life happens. So we're back, and we're in the middle of February, which is a celebrated month within American history. Which
Old Girl Day. Or
so
no, that was yesterday. Was Old Girl Day.
Old Girl Day was was yesterday.
So this is like third string day.
No.
I found something at the gas station by accident. Here you go, broad. I almost said beware. I'm gonna get through this whole thing without saying.
Which should be celebrated. And as much as February 16th is celebrated, as Third Girl Day.
Lupe Fiasco's birthday.
Lupe Fiasco, celebrated underground rapper from Chicago.
Yeah.
We've all been a fan of that. That too included.
Ice-T's birthday.
Ice-T's
Google
birthday.
it. I think I'm lying because I got this thing on and shit. It's Ice-T's fucking birthday today.
You gotta do it. You should do a quote from New Jack City.
I'm gonna do something for Halloween. Y'all gonna be tripping. I hate that I even said it out loud because then I want y'all to be surprised. But wait, it's coming.
And with it being Ice-T's birthday as well.
Ice-T, he got a car shield.
We missed
commercial.
a lot. So
Car shield. That's how he get money.
What's
now.
that?
Car
Like
shield.
insurance?
Insurance for your car. Like for old people, like they scam them.
And niggas with
they got
driving
Ice-T
records.
because Ice-T is 62 years old. Damn, 63 today. 63. I forgot it was his birthday.
We age gracefully,
Like-
don't we?
like
this
2 years older than
nigga's
Jay-Z.
like 2 years older than me. I was
Yeah.
like, he's just a couple years older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, kudos to that. And with also in the celebration of Ice-T, in the month of February, we are celebrating
Jim Brown's birthday.
Jim's Brown birthday. Was
Sorry, that's last birthday. I had to say Jimmy though. Greatest football player of all
even
time.
after the Trump thing, we giving him a
He got
pass.
CTE. We've already been over this.
Oh,
he has
man.
CTE.
The guy
That's
who
the
shits
only-
on fighting
American.
sports.
American. I did that in high school. That's a real thing. Google that. All right.
Which again doesn't make sense how you were in the American program. I don't get that one, bro. But we'll get to that another time. You gotta explain how the fuck were you in the American program?
Because I believe I could.
Okay. Well, with that being the American, notarized
That was funny. Yeah.
Jim Brown.
Yeah.
Props.
American's finest, baby.
It is also Black History Month here in America. Now, with it being Black History Month, we'd like to welcome you to the Black is Black episode. We'll be celebrating blackness and, just calling, everybody mostly into the fold, pretty much. I'm all for celebrating everything black in this month. Not just Black history of Black Americans, but Black history of everybody throughout the world. Because no matter if they give us this little month, we might as well cram everything in as much as we can.
The
into it.
shortest, coldest month of all.
The shortest, coldest month of all. But
Even on leap year, it's still coldest, shortest month of
But
all.
isn't that a testament to Black people? We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Whatever we get. We get the shortest,
Yeah, 'cause
coldest
we
month.
turned it into tax return month, motherfuckers, and we party.
Turn up and party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that's what I want like to touch on today. With the whole Black is Black. I'm not one for divvying out a black card. Like when I was like in third grade, I read the whole, less of a man thing that they put on us humans, of African descent. And the one drop rule is something that I don't care how ignorant it sounds, I still abide by it, man. If you got one drop, you're with us.
You're a
Now,
mongrel. Yeah, you're one of
to
us.
them, my thing, I had to explain this to my cousin because my cousin is full Abishai, Ethiopian, and he, some of his friends are white, some of his friends are, Arab, lighter skin. And I said, if you get pulled over in the car, who's the nigga? And I said, you. That makes you black.
Yeah.
That makes you black. That transcends, national boundaries, anything. I don't care if you're in Europe. I don't care if you're in Africa. I don't care if you're in South America. If you're that black friend who's going to get questioned a little bit more in the car than everybody else in the car with fairer skin or even whiter skin, you're black. And that's, I don't know, it's been a separation built within us to not acknowledge that or recognize that. Like, it's those people who may have, those people who may have, oppressed, colonized, ritualistically, brought us into their fold. It's happened throughout the world over, and props to the Europeans or whoever controlled it all to get us to this point. But there is a serious separation between black people throughout the world.
And it's hard to believe because, like, when your slur is just a little variation of mine, saying nigger, then who the fuck you talking to? like that's funny. Plus, Arabs flex just like black dudes. Like,
don't they?
All of those chains and shit, they be saying boo to every black girl who walk in the store. Like, boo, boo. I want to give you credit, boo. Like, come on, cut it out, guys. But they draw the line at, nah, whoa, now. I ain't the same as him.
But see, and that's the funny thing, because we got now we have an influx of Indian and Pakistani people coming into the city. No, that's what's doing the liquor store. Okay, yeah, but that's what's coming into the liquor store, and they're acknowledging at least parts of Africa. Like, no, I tell them what I am, they're like, we're brothers. Like, okay, cool, if you say so, I accept it. If we brown, bruh. We're not the people who are oppressing our country, who look less like us than everybody else, and that's not no racist,
What did I say to you when you walked in?
Afrocentric shit.
What the hell is that? What the hell is this? Hey.
You said they don't say that?
You?
No, not much. I mean, I used to get questioned a lot about it when, like, I was in elementary school and stuff.
What are you?
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell are you?
Basically. But
Like a half hour?
You're a guess again.
Yeah.
I guess
like the rest of us.
Yeah.
And then the locks.
I remember one day he came home and asked me, what is an albino?
Damn!
And it just fucking brought back memories of my third grade. Like, damn. When somebody told me you got a little albino in you. I'm like, oh, damn, a little bit? Well,
which is the most ignorant shit that somebody could have actually said.
About the dumbest shit
a
ever.
Little albino.
But that's how, and obviously they got that from somebody at home who don't know what the hell they talking about. So I've been hearing it since I was little, and it's a wild thing. Like,
okay, well, let's start here.
Albino, man.
Like, within that, like,
Powder.
in America, especially, like, the lighter skin of us, the black Americans, are treated like a different breed. Like, I guess maybe it was the passing thing that was celebrated upon at one point, and now it's like
the butt of the jokes now.
It is the butt of the jokes, and then y'all still get points.
One of the best memes ever is light skinned Ian's be like with all them Prince memes, and then Lionel Richie and Lionel out here clowning. I didn't even know he had pictures like that.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. But it's like, did y'all have to find yourself proving y'all blackness more than other people? Because I got told today I was light skinned, and that shit's funny because it's either super high yellow people or dark skinned people telling me I'm light skinned.
And that's a whole separate conversation because Twan, everybody who's
lighter than him
is
light skinned.
Is a white boy. Is a white boy. Like, he don't even distinguish between mixed and white. Like, man, the white boy you be with.
Twan is like this man, black, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, like, he's not white. He be like, man, whatever. The white boy you be with be clowning. I'm like, all right.
But that's another whole episode about colorism.
What is light skin? Depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know, like, it's funny because there's just that separation within America, what I'm saying? There's all types of different black people, like, what I'm saying? I was the butt of the joke growing up. I'm like Ethiopian, in the 80s, that was the ritualistically, like, the joke of everybody.
Light-skinned motherfucker.
Light-skinned Ethiopian looking nigga.
Well, there's a physical light skin, and there's a light skin in your soul. You're just acting like a piece of shit all the time, and they be like, you acting real light skin. That's
fucked up.
Jasmine guy, like that. That's a different light skin.
And
nobody likes those guys.
But with colorism, man, I think there's a huge stigma, in all shades of black people within America, and we always have to find ourselves those who care, have to find themselves, having to prove themselves, prove your blackness at some point in time, and it's like it's a constant, it's a constant, and it's you could easily. If you look like, if I was a coward ass, sprocket raccoon ass type of black dude, I could easily play that field. Mm-hmm. But that's not me. That's not how I was raised. I'm black as black can be. You know what I'm saying? I can't see myself being that dude that I debate with on the internet or debate with like in public. Like, how are you not black? You know what I'm saying? How do you not ride with your black people all the time?
Like Drake ain't helping us out at all. You know, so we gotta combat that shit. But sometimes like what you expect the light skinned guy to be is real soft spoken. You know, he might pronounce his ERs. You know, and you know he might like play tennis or some shit. You know, and that's what they thinking about you as soon as they meet you. And you get I'm gonna go to the opposite extreme light skinned guys who end up being then you just get labeled the crazy light skinned guy. You know, this motherfucker, oh, he you know, that's the white part. He crazy. You know, he crazy. Like I told you, he wasn't all the way black. No black people acting that crazy. So it's like I don't know, if it bothers you, you kind of like stuck because you either that super crazy one or you know the typical one, Lionel.
You gotta find that in between.
Yeah, so I don't know if it bothers you, it could affect a lot of what you do. You know, you can end up being a loser trying to prove that I am black because you thought black meant ignorant and tough.
Well, when I say that, I don't mean like, okay, like, because I came up like in the, Brother Khalid Abdul Muhammad type, slur, resurgence of the, I guess the Nation of Islam. And it was like, I relate to that more than everything else. You know what I'm saying? I don't look like the typical African. You know what I'm saying? I don't behave like the typical African. I don't tap like the typical nigga from Dayton.
After myself, like, Huey Newton is one of the realest dudes I ever met or ever heard of. You know, he light skinned. So I mean, I guess people be focusing on the wrong type of.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. They actually do. And it's like, my thing is like, it's just what you hear from society, and it's us again creating those barriers within ourselves.
Me and Ice-T holding it down. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care. You haven't met none like me.
All right, but you probably met somebody like me, and like you remember that whole Bin Laden, Arab shit.
Jafar.
Like that shit used to sting. I'm like, man.
Jafar, but Jafar
he said Jafar.
My favorite.
I said all the
little
young broads said Aladdin,
oh,
and
so
then he started saying Jafar.
Like,
I'm not making it up. I'm not making this up.
Doesn't matter.
Strike me down if I'm lying.
Hey.
But he started saying Jafar. Everybody else, I'm like, Taliban. When that shit hit, it was almost impossible for me to convince everybody that I was not a terrorist. I wasn't from the Middle East, and there's nothing wrong with that.
That was low hanging fruit. We had to make those jokes.
But not only y'all, it was every like when you go to a store. Like it was for years. I didn't grow my beard. Y'all was like, you don't go. Like I could grow a fucking phenomenal beard, but it was years I did not grow a beard because I knew how I got treated when I walked into a store. I knew how I got treated when I walked into a fucking plane terminal. You know what I'm saying? Like they looking at me like it took me like into my 30s to actually be comfortable to go into, go catch a plane with a beard. You know what I'm saying? It's like because people don't see you as black. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is. And you find that's what I'm saying. You find yourself having like, damn. I'm as black as it comes. I'm from my people from Africa. I grow a great beard. Come on, man. I grow a great beard.
You look like you got some oil money somewhere, somewhere hidden.
But I'll take that. But that goes back to like the whole thing. Black is black. Like people have been persecuted. People have been separated from, their culture that they were rooted in. And we've had that serious separation, and we create more barriers within ourselves, and my thing is like, if you were a part of the transatlantic slave trade,
that's what he meant. Transatlantic.
That's what I mean.
That crown.
You African just like the rest of us. It is that crown. And I don't care what you look like. Like my thing is, there's black people over in Asia with blonde hair who look like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't there any black, just as black as the rest of us? There's people in Australia who have been persecuted, just as blacker than us, and we choose to separate ourselves from them because they talk differently, because they're labeled as Aborigines, because they're as black as black comes. Like, why aren't they protected? Why aren't we sticking up for them? People in England, what I'm saying? Like, if there was more of a united front of all the black people in the world, we get a lot farther, a lot quicker. But we choose to, deviate from what unites us and latch on to everything that, oppressors and colonizers have provided as reasons to separate, and it's I don't know.
I think focusing on what are you is a distraction that you already start behind the 8 ball when you trying to get somewhere or make some progress, and you can't even focus on getting together without first you got to prove to me who you are. And I understand that to some point, because it's like I got to make sure you're really down for what I'm down for. Are you one of us? Because like the are you black thing, I do agree with it in some terms. Like Candace Owens, like, are you black? Herman Cain.
That's a whole different show.
Like all that kind of. No, I mean, if it's black is black, until it ain't.
Until it ain't.
Until it ain't.
And I get you. There are though.
Okay.
But that's not the standard. That's the.
Okay. Well, I mean, see, and people gonna say when you start believing that way.
But
I
still,
believe that
okay.
it makes a little like a blurred line between me. So where do you draw the line that you're not being black? That's where you pronounce your ERs and shit.
But it's not about them at that point. It's about us and how we take our blackness. Like, okay, if it pops up if Candace Owens getting smacked by some white guy real quick,
fuck her. I don't care.
You wouldn't care?
Do not care.
You wouldn't care. You think she
this
deserved that shit?
This is a whole other show. Black women deserve protection, and I'm gonna put an asterisk by it because this is the one who don't. Fuck her. Fuck her. She's Of course a white dude slapped you. You know why it's a white dude who slapped you? Because that's who you run around with. So fuck her.
Okay.
Get your protection there.
Okay. Whole different.
I almost said the B word.
With Candace Owens?
Candace Owens.
I had seen her calling
a black
guy
is not
a bitch,
black all the time.
today, so
not all the time, but
Nah, man.
Skin
I mean, but
folk,
okay.
folk,
And those are the people we can't fight for, I guess, until they absolutely need us. And if they call for us, and
Nah, she don't get it. She don't get it.
If she calls for us,
do not get it.
We always got to come.
Like, no, you like to go play in the snow? Well, it get cold every now and then. You better fucking bundle up.
Okay. And that's what brings me to the Latinx, like Afro Latino type of culture.
Latinx.
Yeah, that's the proper thing. Nomenclature for these people that have been. That's what they've chosen. So that's what I'm calling them.
Nobody's chosen.
Okay,
that.
for them.
It's a whole
like
show,
in regards
nobody's chosen that. I got Mexican partners at work. And
okay, are they Mexican?
Never even.
What kind of Mexican are you?
What kind of Mexican? The ones from Mexico. What you mean?
Okay.
What do you
so
mean?
are they Mexican like us or Mexican like them?
Excuse me?
Are they Mexican like the other people, like Republican Mexican? Are they Mexican like you and me?
These are Union Mexicans. No, these are good ones.
These good guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the ones that teach me Tex-Mex. That's why I work on my Spanish with these guys. And nah.
Okay.
He said I never heard that. She thought I was making it up. He thought I was making it up.
Tex-Mex?
My mom did no. Tex-Mex is a real language. It's another,
I thought it was a food.
No, it's a language. Tex-Mex. Yeah, it is a food. It is a food. It's like you go to a Tex-Mex restaurant. You know what they're speaking in there? Tex-Mex. Where it's like they might not know the word for torque wrench, so they'll say, don't they stock torque wrench? That's Tex-Mex. But that's another show. So my mom put a group text out and she wrote Latin X in there, and I was like, Mom, Mom, don't condone that bullshit. Don't justify that by writing it. So she's like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, trust me, it's not even a thing. It's not even a thing in there.
So you've asked the union dudes?
Yes, I was sitting across from him. I read it out loud. He thought I was bullshitting. He said, "Nah, it ain't right there."
So what did he call himself?
A Mexican? A fucking Mexican. Yeah. And I asked him, "Do you prefer Latino or Latinx?" He said, "I never heard of Latinx." He said, "But really, I prefer Hispanic." He said they changed it because Hispanic supposedly meant from a Spanish-speaking background. And then, there's big ass Brazil in the middle of that speaking Portuguese. So they changed it Latino. And he said, really, we don't give a shit about any of this in Mexico. But America keeps changing shit. Like when they made African American. It wasn't needed, but they felt, people who write fucking newspapers felt the need to do it. So, but if you ask a Latinx, what do they prefer? They're going to say, what the fuck are you talking about?
No.
It's only in publications where they write it. That's actual thing. Like, nobody says that shit in real life. But I applaud you. That was very Facebook.
That's what I see on the motherfucking internet.
Yeah, I know where you see it. Yeah, I know where you see it.
If somebody tell me different, I call them that.
That's fucking nonsense. Like,
if they tell me it's not, if a specific person tells me it's nonsense, I'm gonna call them that.
The internet and social justice warriors, so they can feel good when they're writing shit. But
okay.
It doesn't happen.
What would you call the people from African descent who are in Spanish-speaking countries?
In Mexico, Mexicans.
Mexico,
Mexicans.
Cuba,
Oh,
Brazil.
you want to start on Cubans? Because you know how I feel about them Cubans. See, let me say this. I'm talking about Cubans in Florida. The ones who vote Republican and think they white and pretend they white. I don't fuck with them. Black ain't black right there. Nah. Because you have decided to cross over.
Okay, so what if they are from African descent? Do we just label them as like the coon ass
Mexicans.
dudes? Like
Talking about-
we're just categorize them as like the equivalent to a coon here, like
Yeah.
a black dude who's a coon ass
Yeah,
Republican.
your last name is Garcia, and you tell me you're a white dude, yeah, you're a clown.
But if their kids don't think the same, we accept them into the as black.
Oh, I let the kids is woke and they know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, you can't be punished for the sins of the father.
Okay, so that's my thing.
Unless
Like,
I'm feeling that way.
we won't really separate. I mean, there is that separation if they choose it, but we have to accept everybody who accepts their own blackness.
Just like Candace. You know, Candace is obviously black, but she ain't because she chose to carry herself a certain way.
What does she carry
If
herself
Jose
as?
Garcia is down in Florida voting Republican and not teaching his kids Spanish, you know, and trying to duck as low as he can and stay as white as he can, he ain't one of it. He's not on the list of the Mexicans who I'm trying to tell, hey, we all black. No, not him. No, fuck him. No, you can go ride the Trump train to wherever the fuck that is right now. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Jose Garcia. Okay. He wants you to call him Joseph. He don't want to be called Jose. Fuck that guy.
Now, in regard to Mexico, we were discussing something real interesting in regards to the Underground Railroad of Mexico, which a lot of Black Americans are unaware of. You know that the Underground Railroad did, you know,
It went south
go that
too.
far. It went south
Underground
too.
Railroad, go. You've been quiet. Damn.
What do you know about it?
Damn. Put you on the spot.
I know it was what slaves used to escape.
Speak up, man. It's
plantations.
like somewhere over there.
It was like a network system of different like houses and bases and stuff that help people get to freelance.
Okay.
I didn't know
So
the stretch to the south though, so
yeah,
Oh, yeah, it went
I
south.
mean that's what we're
Learned
taught.
too.
That's what we're taught. You know, it only went
Everybody was running north.
You know, to Ohio or Canada.
To the good white folk. Yeah, you know.
To the good white folk.
northern white folk that were Canadians. The best of the best white folk. Okay?
So, like, with it running south, we don't just mean like south. We mean like south of the border.
Mhm.
Like there was a huge influx of runaway slaves
Into
into
southern Texas.
Mexico, and you know southern Texas,
Yeah.
which they don't. We're not really taught. We're taught that you know the only people who accepted American slaves were, you know, American whites, you know,
Right. Or Canadians.
are Canadians, but
Okay.
there was a lot of black people going to Mexico, and that had to at one point in specific areas, you know, at least change the genetic code of a lot of people down there. You know, then you get into tribes down there and tribes
Impossible.
along that
Yeah,
border
impossible for anything else to happen.
for anything else to happen. So you know, there's a lot of black people south of the border. You know, and
I believe that was purposely left out. Like the reason most of us don't know it because that's how you keep those black and brown people divided.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they never helped you out. They watched you be slaves. Like, no, that's not true. You know, Mexico, they didn't let you come freeload. You definitely had to work, but everybody fucking working, you know? So you
Yeah.
ran from something when you was working for free. So no matter what they gave you, it had to be a step up. And they had trades for these guys, you know, like, we're gonna teach you to lay bricks or teach
Right.
you to be a carpenter, like, or you had to be in there. They had like a militia on the border to keep, you know, those murderous colonizers from coming over there and doing what the hell they want to do, or the native people, because, you know, Mexicans wasn't exactly friends with the natives, you know, they don't get a pass on that one either, though. Yeah, but, so, you know, they was colonizing too. And they were, you know, they was trying to get some of that.
But that was the
land.
Spanish.
Yeah.
That was more of the
Well,
Spanish.
more
The
the Spanish,
Hispanic
yeah.
descent, like conquerors who came over there, showed them a new way of life. Like, hey,
Oh,
conquer
nice.
these people who don't have the bullets. You know,
Right.
and yeah, it happened. You know, it happened throughout Mexico. Mexico was a huge fucking country. You know, that Spain basically conquered. That's a huge, and no other country had claim to that shit. Not that I know
We did a
of. You
little
know, it
bit of
may be a
conquering
few,
too,
but
because Texas used to be Mexico. A whole lot of Texas used to be Mexico.
Yeah.
We did a little conquering too, but you
yeah.
know,
Who? Not we.
America.
Not me.
No,
America.
Yeah, America.
We call that America. Did
back
that
when it was
shit.
great. Back when that shit was great. You know, they did a little conquering back then too. But I'm not sure why black people are so unwilling to accept that you and Paco are a lot alike. You know, just a different stop on the ride, on the tour. And
I think
it should be obvious that, you know, the enemy wants us to be this way.
See, I think it was once it was proven that Black America could separate itself from people still in Africa, it became evident that it was very easy to do with other Black people throughout the world. There is a huge misconception that there were with the y'all let them take us, y'all wasn't good people. There were people fighting along the coast constantly, tribes fighting along the coast to get back people who were getting kidnapped from tribes.
Mm-hmm.
And like for Black Americans to think that Africans weren't fighting back against this shit, like they were just the huge push is, you know, Africa traded slaves, and you know before that there were indentured servants, and yeah, there was slaves, and you know that did happen, but not to the point where they were kidnapping people from one continent and going to another continent to establish new nations. You know, that's something totally different.
Right.
And for us to believe that there weren't people back there who weren't fighting against that shit, everybody lost a sister, everybody lost a brother. You think there weren't fucking militias and armies and guerrillas just fucking fighting everywhere from the jungle to the fucking desert to stop that shit? Like that's terrible. But that us believing that allows us to separate ourselves, you know, just from that aspect of Africans. We separate ourselves as Black Americans to Africans.
Oh, yeah.
We can easily do it to a dude in the UK.
There's
We
a
can
divide.
easily fucking do it to a
There's
dude
a
in the
divide
UK.
between us and actual Africans, because I believe they've fallen for something. Like, they look
Well,
down
yeah.
on us. They look down. And
A lot.
A lot. Not all of them. Yeah, but a lot
I
of
can't
them.
say that like to say that doesn't exist is like
I think
just
all
lying. Yeah.
people look for somebody to be, at least I'm not the bottom. You know, like, especially if you're an immigrant coming to a place, well, at least I'm not the bottom. At least I'm not that guy. Because
Yeah.
I don't understand why poor whites vote the way they do.
Yeah.
Because at least I'm not the bottom. I'm not voting like black guys. You know, like, so I don't understand that. But with black people, it's even harder to.
Because we look at ourselves like we better.
We don't have. I don't like. You have an actual. You know your connection to the continent of Africa.
On one side.
Ethiopia. Yeah, on one side. You got something. You got, like, we don't have
Yeah,
anything.
I got
so
something.
it's like,
So I don't take
who
that
do
for
you try to
granted.
latch on to, or who do you try to say, oh, hey, brothers, like you know, we from the same.
You know
place.
it's crazy? Okay. My mom from here, from the Chi.
Mhm.
My granddad from Cleveland. My grandma was raised in Wisconsin. Now my granddad, we can trace ourselves back to Puerto Rico. Like we came from Puerto Rico to Atlanta, and everybody spread out from there. You know what I'm saying? My grandma's side, Wisconsin. I know my grandma, her brother, her parents. I don't know nobody else on that fucking side. A bunch of light-skinned motherfuckers, but light as skin as y'all.
Acting
And
all
nobody,
light-skinned. They ain't even trying to reach
nobody,
out to
I
nobody.
don't know how they got red hair, all types of shit. Don't
Those
know
are
how
the
to get,
worst ones.
like, I can't,
Funny
like, so
color
that's,
hair and
it's
shit.
like, there's still that, yeah, on my dad's side, shit, I can go see that shit. I can get on 23andMe with my fake ass name and fucking found it, yep, it agrees with everything my fucking dad's genealogy would say, full fucking 50% East African. I can take that shit, but that whole other 50%, bruh, that's a stone in the fucking creek, bruh, like, or the fucking ocean, really,
About
bruh,
to have
'cause-
to come.
yeah.
Who that is?
We're closed. Like the sign says,
Always somebody.
motherfucker.
Always one.
Here in the cafe chopping it up. But yeah, that's my view on black people, man. If you brown and you accept it, you got anything darker than motherfucking
I only like two
These
light-skinned
niggas.
people, and it's him and me.
like
So,
it,
I understand.
we gotta
Like,
accept it. And there's black people lighter than y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I draw the line at us.
but
You motherfuckers
they
be black.
you know, at that point you can opt to pass or opt to accept your blackness. You know what I'm saying? We should accept those people into the fold. Like there's been too much, you know, unacceptance of people who resemble us, who act like us, who are us, you know, at our core. And if we just got past that, we'd be further off than we are right now. But
I mean, edit him out on this video, man. Just like put like a Christmas tree or something. Right there. So, the next one we gonna just do a young versus
No.
old, because he ain't said a word.
we gonna get them together, man. We gonna get them together, man.
Yeah, like he ain't been
But,
light skinned his whole life, like he ain't, you know.
But that's where I see it. Like I just wanted to just touch on the whole acceptance and trying to promote an acceptance of blackness, no matter what it looks like, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like if they look like you, if they talk like you know what I'm saying, they are you. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to look for differences, look for similarities. That's throughout the whole human race. If we can do that for the whole human race and you say that shit, then be 100% about it with everybody else who's black. Because there's people suffering in Australia who suffer the same atrocities as people in America, maybe even worse. Same with South America, Cuba, Africa to this fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Europe, you know, it went the world over, y'all. So if we can unite a little bit more, every generation, we'll get through all this bullshit. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That was a good show.
Yeah. Catch y'all next time.
Gliding like I'm a roller skate with dudes who work Section 8s, while y'all me just work the block off a minimum wage. But if you was smart, you knock off your boss and get you a raise. So fire away, here come the heavyweights with the Mo-Dog stats batch. But I ain't Lorenz Tate. In fact, I'm a wolf that run with the pack up in the middle